Hey everybody, this is Macy Kate with InCare, and we are excited to be able to take care of so many of your educational technology needs. But today we're going to be talking about the ViewSonic panel. It's an interactive panel. You might be familiar with it. It's very similar to a lot of the other panels that are on the market, but we know a lot of things that set the ViewSonic panel apart from all the rest. And one of the things that we love the most is the myViewboard software. So I train on this a lot. I could talk about it for hours. There's so many features that are incredible. But today I want to tell you about my favorite 5 things about the ViewBoard software. So the software comes in 3 different versions. There's an Android-based version that you can use in your panel standalone. There's a web-based version, and then there's also a Windows-based version, and it's called myViewboard for Windows. And so that's the one I'm going to be telling you about today. There's so many features, and I'm excited to be able to get started. So what you see here is the myViewboard canvas. So you can actually change the color and the background of the canvas down here. I have mine up to white right now. But the first thing that I want to tell you about that's my absolute favorite is that the myViewboard software will actually link with whatever cloud drive system your district is using. So if you're part of the G Suite or the Google Enterprise, Microsoft OneDrive, OneBox, Dropbox, whatever cloud system you're using, myViewboard can sync with. And so once all the users in your domain have been registered, which is super easy to do, their drives are going to automatically be linked. So they'll log in. You can see right up here that you see my name and my account. And then I can go right here to this magic box. And when I do that, I have access to lots of different tools that we'll talk about, but I have access to my PC, so I can pull anything from my laptop or my computer. But then I also have the Google Drive icon. So I'm part of the Google Drive, so that's where I like to see my files. If you were part of a different cloud system, your icon would show up here, and you actually can do more than one. So that's a really cool part about it. So I can click my Google Drive, and any files that I have in my Google Drive can actually be drag and dropped right onto the canvas. So if you have my Smart Notebook file or an Active Inspire file or a Google Slides file, and you have teachers who are concerned that they're not going to be able to use the things that they've purchased that already correlate with their content, they don't have to worry about that anymore. Anything that's in your Google Drive can be dropped right onto the canvas. So for example, I have a common and proper nouns activity that I purchased off Teachers Pay Teachers. I can just drag and drop it right onto the canvas. And then every page in that packet is going to now be a page in my slides. So I can go in and edit and delete these if I wanted to. I can actually unlock this, and I can use my interactive panel to pinch and drag and drop something, alter the size if I wanted to, rotate it, and then I'm ready to go. So that is one of my very favorite features of myViewboard. It's just that I have the ability to take anything from my Google Drive, anything from my computer, and put it right onto the canvas. Now that it's on the canvas, I can actually select a color, I can annotate, I can draw. Anything I do on top of this is going to be shown to my students. I can actually change the color. There's a lot of different options here. I could select the paintbrush or the highlighter, and then I could even go back and say, okay, a common and proper noun, go back over those definitions for my students if I needed to. And I could really just make this activity come to life. So the next thing I want to show you is that you can actually embed things right onto the canvas. The beauty of this is that you're not having to fear that they're going to actually accidentally get to something else on the internet, that they're going to see an ad that they don't need to see. You know how YouTube, if you show a video, it'll come up, the next video might automatically start playing, or it might say, because you watched this, you want to watch this. And those things are not always necessarily appropriate for your students. Also, if you wanted to do Google image search, if you were talking about something, a certain topic, you want to make sure that those are filtered. And then you can actually even embed a website straight onto your canvas. So if you were playing Starfall, or if you were doing addition or subtraction facts, or you had a curriculum that you wanted to pull up and let your students be able to play games on, you can do that without fear of them accidentally adding a tab or going to a different window. So I'm going to show you how you could do that with a YouTube video. You're going to go back to this magic box icon and go to the YouTube tab. And since I'm doing a nouns lesson, I could search nouns, and I'm going to get all the YouTube videos on nouns. I personally love Jack Hartman, so I can just drag and drop him right here onto the canvas. And you'll see it's going to actually embed that file right onto my canvas. I'm going to adjust the size a little bit and make it a little bit smaller. And I can actually play this video right from here. You'll hear the audio come through. And so I could actually review my worksheet that I've pulled from my Google Drive, and then I can actually play my YouTube video there. I can take it a step further and embed an image. So if I click the little Polaroid picture and I searched a picture of a dog, let's see if I can spell this morning. All of these have actually already been filtered by ViewSonic. We have permission to use them. They're great resolution, so great opportunity to talk about digital citizenship. I can drag and drop this little cute guy onto the canvas, and you'll see he is so cute, and I can make him as big as I want, and he's going to maintain that clarity. So now I have a YouTube video, I have an image of a dog, and I have my worksheet all within just one click of a button. I can embed those. I can actually go down here to a web browser, and I could select any website and actually embed that onto the canvas as well. So if I was using ABCYA, I could click these 4 little buttons, and it's going to do exactly what it did with that YouTube video and embed that right onto the canvas. So now my students could actually manipulate anything in this website, but they can't go to another website. So super cool feature. That's my second thing that I love about the myViewboard software. It's just that you have the freedom to embed things right onto your canvas. You could have this as finished work where the students can come up and they can play with a different number of websites, but you're not having to fear that they're going to get into anything else. Okay, the third thing that I love is actually that this software has the ability to have closed captions. And so that is just mind-blowing for so many of us, and it's just with the click of a button. So right now we're all doing so many different things in regards to pandemic and recording our lessons and making accommodations from afar, and there's so many different things that we're required to do. So I really wanted to point out this feature because I think it's really neat, and it's a feature that they can turn on for you. If you just come down here and click the yellow microphone, I'm going to click it, and you'll see that in just a few seconds it's going to start doing closed captions up here at the top of the screen. So I'm a really fast talker, as you've probably noticed throughout this quick session, and if you notice, the words are picking up on me very accurately. They're depicting what I'm saying. It is a very, very incredible tool. So this is a great resource. You could use it for so many different use cases. And I want to go ahead and show you the fourth thing that I love about the myViewboard software, and that is actually that it will screen record. So I can click this button right here. I'm going to keep my closed captions going because as I record, everything that's done on my screen is going to be recorded also. So I could actually record my whole entire lesson. I can record the annotations, record the audio, record the images, the websites, but at the same time, I'm also continuing to record those closed captions. So if I click right here, I can actually screenshot. I have the option to screenshot a couple of different ways if I just wanted to save an image of my lesson. But I also could click this the camcorder, the video option right down there, and you'll see I get a little window at the bottom. I get some options here. I can click one to live stream a video if you wanted to do that, or I could just record my screen. I'm going to click the green check mark. It counts me down, and everything I do from here on out is going to be recorded. So I could call on a student to come over here and do number 9 or number 12. I could go back to my marker, and I could talk about how a cat is also a noun, but how the word run is not a noun, it's a verb. And all the while, all of my annotations are continuing to come up across the top of the screen. I can annotate, I could play my video, I could actually import something else if I wanted to. And then another cool feature is that I can actually go right here to this Windows toggle tool, and I can have all of these same tools in the background without ever having to use any of this. So if you have a teacher who's just really stuck on going to the browser and going to their curriculum-based website version, they can do that, and they can just click this button right here. It'll take them to the internet or to their desktop, but they still have all these features. They still have the feature to screen record. They still have the feature to do live captions, to annotate, to pull in things from their Google Drive, and then with a click of a button, they can go right back to their myViewboard canvas. So really, really cool feature there. I'm going to turn off my closed captions, and I'm going to do few more annotations for you just so you can see here. As I circle, everything I'm doing on this page is being recorded. So now you see this faint little gray box down here at the bottom. I can actually click pause, and anything I say and do from here is not going to be recorded. So if a student needed to check out and they came over the intercom and they were talking to you, or If you wanted to pause and address a student, you can, and there's not going to be any elapsed time in your video. Then I can click play. I can continue my video. I can talk about how the dog's ears are a noun because they're a thing. Here's his collar. I could do my whole lesson. And then when I click stop, I want you to watch how quickly it converts this whole entire lesson into an MP4 video file. I won't make you listen to the whole thing again, but you can see as I click through, the captions are still going across the top. The video is going to play. Everything there, it's already created it. I'm not having to wait until my meeting is over. It's ready. And then I'm going to pause it. I can click the save button. It's going to automatically pop up over here, either to save to my PC or save to my Google Drive. And remember, if you're one of those that's using a different cloud system, it's going to show up here. So I'm going to save it to my Google Drive. And I can actually select where I want it to be saved to. I can go ahead and name that. So I will name this demo, and I can put a check mark there. Now I can go and hop in my car. I can go on my phone to my Google Drive app, and this video is actually going to be there. So the fourth thing that I love about this myViewboard software is just the ability to screen capture. I think a lot of us are using several different platforms to achieve one goal, and the myViewboard software allows us to use just one platform to get so many things done. You'll see it's already done loading, and it's saved into my Google Drive. So the fifth thing that I want to tell you about really quickly is that if this had just been such an awesome lesson and I wanted to save it, there's a lot of different ways that you can export your myViewboard files. So I can go right here to this folder. I can save it to my computer, save the whole lesson to my Google Drive. I can export it as a PDF. I can print it straight from here. And then one that I really love that I think is super fun is this QR code. So I could actually convert my whole entire lesson into a QR code. And then I can take a picture of it. I could screenshot that. I could put it in my Google Classroom. I could send it out to my parents through Remind or whatever platform, Class Dojo, you might be using. And your parents could actually see your whole lesson before their students even come home that day. Or if you have students who are absent, you could do that. I'll show you how it works. So now, if I wanted to open up my camera app on my phone and take a picture of this, you can see in the bottom of your screen, it's actually going to pull up that lesson. So you see on my phone here that everything that we've done on our lesson is there. And as I scroll down, you're actually going to see those other slides from the Teachers Pay Teachers file that were imported that I didn't delete. So all of that is there. These QR codes will expire after a certain amount of time. So I think it's a couple days, but still it's a really, really great opportunity to be able to send this information out to your students really quickly. So again, to recap, the 5 things that I love about the myViewboard software for Windows is it links with the cloud services. You can embed those YouTube images, those websites that you want right onto your Canvas. You can have the closed captioning feature if you need that for accommodations. You can do screen recording, and you can save and export your lessons in a number of different ways. Also, not to mention, don't forget the Windows toggle tool that we talked about right here, where you can just tell your teachers, pull up this software. You don't have to learn anything else. We know you're overwhelmed and you're good to go, but you still have all the resources right here to use those tools that you need. So that's a little bit about the myViewboard software that comes with the myViewSonic panels. The ViewSonic panels are a great price point. We have them on carts, off carts, anywhere from 55 to 86 inches. We would love to help you figure out what's best for your district. So reach out to your rep, and we would love to get you some training and get your teachers access to this awesome resource. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.